jury to introduce our valedictorian.
I'm so nervous.
I'm honored to introduce today's valedictorian. Having had the opportunity to work closely with Alissa when she fulfilled her role as buddy head in her graduating year, I can attest that she has shown herself to be an extraordinarily well-rounded young woman who has very far to go and has contributed immensely to this school in her years here. Alissa has certainly distinguished herself academically, and you've heard that. She graduated with honors, she received the Penn Award, she earned her honors certificate in bilingualism and extended French. And as you have seen, Alissa is also this year's recipient of the Hannah Maria Mahalia Memorial Spirit Award. And that is primarily for exactly her ability to inspire her peers. She is currently studying at McGill. She's in the Faculty of Arts. And knowing Alissa, it's no surprise to me that with her many talents and interests, she's still deciding on a major. In her time at Lawrence Park, Alissa has demonstrated true leadership and LP spirit through her role as a buddy, and later as the buddy head, as a dance show dancer and choreographer, through her dulcet tones as a morning announcer, as an active member of the Ontario Students Against Impaired Driving chapter, and working as a yearbook department head. But I think what simply speaks the loudest and what speaks volumes is what I see as the clearest indication of Alissa's accomplishments and contributions to her community. The fact that she was chosen by you, her peers, to deliver the valedictory address. It is my very deep honor and great pleasure to introduce you to your valedictorian, Alissa.
When I woke up this morning, I knew it had to be an important Lawrence Park event. It was raining. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Alissa, and I'm this year's class valedictorian. And before I begin, there's something important that I feel needs to be said. I think it's a little bit awkward that this event is happening today instead of 4 months ago when high school actually ended. As I stand up here in front of all the faces that I know almost too well, I can honestly say I am thoroughly confused. I distinctly remember leaving my last exam back in June with an anticlimactic, "Yay, I'm done high school," and that was the end. Really, whose brilliant idea was it to have us come back here in October after we just spent over a month realizing that college is way better than high school? Anyway, now that I've dramatically lowered your expectations of my speech, let's begin. Before sitting down to write this, I asked a lot of adults about what the valedictorian said at their high school graduations in hopes of getting a bit of inspiration. And I was surprisingly very pleased with the answers I got. I'm happy to report that the vast majority of you are not going to remember a thing I say right now. And some of you have probably already forgotten what I've said so far. Regardless, I'm here now, so for everyone's sake, I'll try to keep this speech short and sweet and keep the cliches to a minimum. Firstly, though, I have to say that so many of you have played a huge part in my life and the person I am today, and I really mean it. I'm pretty sure if I tell one more story about my high school friends, my roommate is going to request a room change or kill me in my sleep. Going off to university for me was equal parts exciting and scary. Walking around those first few days brought back a few eerily familiar sensations, and I looked at fourth years the way I can remember looking at senior students back when I was in grade 9. And if I had to sum it up in one word, I think I would say that I just felt small, which is not something I'm used to. That was a joke. I'm very used to it. Okay, I have to break and tell you a little story. I was walking last week and I had plastic bags that were slightly larger than average in each of my hands. I had to bend my arms to keep them from dragging on the ground. Basically, I was back to square one, a tiny fish in a really big pond. However, unlike in grade 9, I felt a little more prepared to take on whatever challenges would come my way. And of course, when I felt lonely, I had the most amazing tapestry of high school friends to fall back on, friends that I know I will have for the rest of my life, friends that are all sitting in this room right now. All of the grads here today have something in common, despite our different situations now. Whether we've gone on to attend college or university, take a victory lap, travel abroad, work or volunteer or whatever else, we all have a few extra tools in our belts to help us succeed. But these tools didn't fall into our hands by accident. We worked for them, although we had some help along the way. There are people in this auditorium right now who deserve some recognition, and let's start with a very important one. To our teachers, administration, support staff, and Ted. All of you who have worked hard and greatly contributed to making LP a place we can all call home for the past 4 years. Without your dedication, none of us would be here today, so for that you all deserve a round of applause. Next, and this is a big one, to our parents. To all the moms and dads in the audience, on behalf of all the graduates, thank you for everything. Being a parent is one of the toughest jobs out there because really it's about 6 jobs in disguise. Chauffeur, on-call tutor, personal chef, of course bank machine, the list goes on. Thank you parents for all the love and support. Let's get a round of applause for them. Specifically to my dad, thank you for everything. Putting aside the fact that you're the provider for our family, you've also had to be a father and a mother to me for the past 2 years. It's a tough job, and I know we often don't give you enough credit for how much you do, so thank you, I love you. And although she can't be here with us today, I need to take a moment to thank my mom. She was and always will be my role model and my inspiration, and although she was only around for half my time here at LP, so much of what I've learned and who I am has come straight from her. Everything I do with her in mind, and I know she'd be proud of me today. I'm really thankful that I was blessed with 2 amazing, supportive parents, even though my time with one of them was cut short. When I think about what I've learned here at LP, it isn't typically academics that come to mind first. I learned how to be happy being myself, no matter what other people think or say. I learned to jump into everything I do with full effort and enthusiasm because life really is too short to not care. And I learned that the only way to look at things is with optimism and an open mind. But most of all, I learned that when all else fails, it's your friends and family who are there for you. You have to keep these people close. I have been blessed with some of the most loving friends and family members I could ever ask for, and they have stuck by me through thick and thin. And to the rest of you who look around, I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. Now, forgive me because I think it's time to whip out a cheesy analogy. So, the way I see it, living your life is a lot like playing a simple game of cards. The rules can change, and so can your teammates or opponents, but the important thing to remember is to enjoy playing the game. There will be moments when you're doing well and the game is a blast, but be warned, sometimes you're going to feel like you're losing and there's no use in playing anymore. Perhaps, like me, at some point in your life, you'll be dealt a hand of cards that seems unfair and impossible to win with. If you take one thing away from this speech today, let it be this: you have to keep playing. Take every challenge and tragedy that is thrown at you and allow it to help you go smarter and stronger. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it's what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. It doesn't matter what cards you're holding in your hand or how they got there. It's about how you play. A very wise man, I think many of you know him well, and I actually was pleasantly surprised to find that he's here today, once told us that we are all lighthouses. I've thought about those profound words for a very long time, and to this day, I still have no clue what exactly it is. But standing up here right now, I guess it means that we're all individuals filled with potential. Sure, all of us have had our own unique experiences, but we're all connected in a giant web of good and bad times, and of course, so many memories. There are certain moments spent at this place that I know are going to stick out for me for a long time, both little and very big. For example, in grade 9 when Harry Clark accidentally wandered into the girls' bathroom. I didn't even know him at the time when I heard about it. And then there's all the ordinary stuff, like the dance show dress rehearsals or random group projects. Or how about those super useful Lawrence Leaders meetings on Thursday mornings? Anyone remember those? Or how about prom? Everything that could have possibly gone wrong literally went wrong. much like today was pouring rain. Mother Nature does not like the class of '09. And there was no after party, but I will never forget those 2 hours we spent on the Lawrence Park field where the whole grade congregated despite the miserable weather just to hang out. Now, as the speech comes to a close, I have one last message to convey. Despite what is sometimes said, the 4 years at high school are not going to be the best years of your life. If Bristol board presentations and the late policy make up the best years of your life, you've done something wrong. The best truly is yet to come. And if you think about it really, high school is only about 4 years out of 100. I don't know about you guys, but I plan to live to be 100. And it is undeniable that the time we've all spent here at LPCI will forever be a part of us. And now, today, finally, we're getting our closure. So thank you, LP. It's been fun. And thank all of you in the audience for letting me walk you down memory lane this afternoon. Another giant congratulations to all the grads. Remember to follow your dreams and keep smiling. I wish you all the best of luck.
Speech. And Alissa, I may have said something then that you didn't understand. And I'm going to tell you a little story that you may not understand either, but it'll be something for you to carry with you. It's a famous story about Albert Einstein, world famous mathematician and physicist. He was teaching at Oxford University during the Second World War. And a graduate student was helping him to give an exam to the senior class in physics at Oxford. And they're walking back after the exam. The graduate student has all the papers. And he says, well, Dr. Einstein, he says, there's something wrong with this exam. He says, oh, yeah, what's the problem? He says, well, this is the same exam. Yeah. This is the same exam you gave the senior class at Oxford last year. Yeah, it's the same exams. Well, Dr. Einstein, why did you give the students the same exam? He says, the answers have changed. Is that when you came in here in grade 9, you had certain problems that needed answers. When you went into grade 12, you had certain problems that needed answers, and the answers had changed. Now, you're going forward in life, and your answers have changed. The knowledge that's expanding year by year in our world, the answers have changed. But the things you've learned here at Lawrence Park, the way you've been taught to think about life and about the future and about how to keep learning will help you to move forward into the future. I wanted to say briefly that when I chose to retire in at the end of January 2008, they asked me what I wanted as a retirement gift, and I said, well, what I really wanted was there was not a Valedictorian award, and I wanted to raise money to have an award for Valedictorian in Lawrence Park. And I said I would match money that was raised for that award. And as a result, we have an award that I hope will continue for many years. And Alissa, your speech reflects our impressions, our positive, wonderful impressions of the class of 2009. They are thoughtful yet active, energized yet reflective, involved yet dynamic and passionate about the future, your future. We know you will look back fondly on your years at LPCI. Your class has every right to be very, very proud of you. You have chosen well. Thank you, Alissa, for sharing your thoughts with us so eloquently, and congratulations on winning this award.
Well, we're almost done. First thing before we go into our